This is question number one. Question number one basically is a scatter graph. Now let's have a look at this scatter graph and think about what this question is asking us to do. Do make sure you read the question. It says the scatter graph shows information about 8 sheep. It shows the height and the length of each sheep. You could tell that from the scales and the axes, so that's length and height, and there are 8 crosses on the scatter graph right now. Those are 8 different sheep, and their information is being plotted. Do look at the scale. From 50 to 55, we have 5 tiny squares, so that means each one stands for 1 unit. And over here, on the length scale, if I look at 70 to 80, again, I have 5 tiny squares. That means each one of them stands for 2 units. Looking at the question now, the table gives the height and length of 2 more sheep. There they are. On the scatter graph, plot the information from the table. So they want us to plot this information. It's really important that you remember these bits of information and you remember to do it. Okay, so we need to plot this information. Here are the points. So the first one, 65, 100, go along to 65, up to 100, and we're going to put that point there. And then the next one, 80 to 110, go across to 80 and up to 110 and put that point there. Those are straightforward to plot, pretty straightforward. Describe the relationship between the height and the length of these sheep. Okay, remember, I reminded you all repeatedly, think about what type of correlation. If it's going upwards, it's a positive correlation. If it's heading downwards from left to right, it's a negative correlation. Okay, so this here is a positive correlation. Use the scatter graph to estimate the height of a sheep with length 113 centimeters. Okay, so at this stage you always draw a line of best fit. Make sure when you draw your line of best fit, you have about an equal number of points above and below it. About an equal. When you draw the line of best fit, most of the points are on one side of it, you need to actually redraw it. So take your time, draw a line of best fit, and do use a pencil when you're doing this. Right. So you've drawn the line of best fit. Now you need to read a length of the sheep is 113. This side here is length. And so I'm going to go to 113. Now, need to be careful about the scale here, right? So that's 100, 112, 114, and so on. So 113, right, is over there at that point. And I'm going to draw a line going across and then down. I'm reading off that as 81, and that's going to be the length of the sheep. This is an easy 5 marks. Right, scatter graphs very likely to come up on one or the other paper, most likely the non-calculator paper. Make sure you understand it, you are able to do it, and you do get it completely.